Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing and people were just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage.
Oh yes, we're back again with another banger. Oh yes, we had to tap in and shout out to all of the new subscribers. We bust that 1K. It's been a struggle. It's been a minute, and hopefully this is just the beginning. I'm gonna continue dropping this content. But with no further ado, this is a good one. And I may have a different take on it than I seen a few different takes on this. If you've seen the teacher, pretty much this is a viral story. And what's funny is about this, I saw this come out earlier this week, and I was talking to my little lady, and I said, this was Wednesday night. I said, she asked me what did I think about it. I said, he'll be fired by Monday. I said this. I said, he will be fired by Monday. And here it is. I think yesterday, Friday, he was terminated. And the issue with this whole scenario is that he is not socially aware of what has taken place and what is currently taking place with men and women alike. I know you're seeing the stories of the women coming out being charged with having inappropriate relationships with students. Why would you give any hint? Again, you must look, because I did not want to title this a black male teacher learns a hard lesson. I did not want to do that, but we must take into consideration that race is a factor, being a young black male, seemingly heterosexual. And you look at the age of the little girls. See, what you must notice is the undertones and the psyops that have been played with women of color, black women in particular. What they do is take a young black girl and make her a woman, or put her in a position or the role of a woman, you see, to sexualize her. So when you look at the video, it is the physical touching. You have multiple girls around this young man. This is not a elderly man. This is not a disabled man. This is a young man, looks to be about late 20s, early 30s. But the issue is that he recorded this and it looked to be kosher, for lack of a better word. It looks to be, harmless, and it was innocent in a way, because the argument also made that you've seen other pictures going around using them as a reference, stating that this teacher got a haircut. This female teacher was getting her hair done by her students. Yes, this is true. But again, we must pay attention to the climate in which we're in, to where you must be focused and cognizant of what is going on around you every day. There is no time to be laxed or get so comfortable that you do something, you don't use your better judgment. So you have a couple of young girls doing your hair. If you look at how men have been depicted in certain movies and the music, you've seen them depicted as pimps, players, where they had a black man in the center and women around him, depicted in a negative connotation. Some rubbing the man's feet, rubbing his hands, whatever the case may be. The thing is that you have these girls who feel comfortable even doing this, and not just doing this, letting him record it. Because let's just ask, if you ask 20 men, how would you feel if you saw your daughter on camera unbraiding their male teacher's hair? What would the fathers say? Because I saw a lot of feedback from the mothers, but what would the fathers think of their daughters, 14, 15, who may still have their innocence, but now the curiosity has been ignited, because they're in his personal space. He may have on a certain cologne. You see, it's a weird interaction in this atmosphere. You cannot do what was appropriate yesterday or yesteryear is not appropriate today. You must be socially aware. He learned a hard lesson because he got too comfortable. He thought he was immune because he was a teacher and he thought he was in a nourishing position. So you saw a lot of mothers saying, I don't see nothing wrong with it. This is how he bonds with his students. You know, teachers and students have a weird space to where they can rarely get comfortable with one another because it seems like they're the opposition, especially in public schools, because the teachers are just babysitters at the end of the day. They don't really get to have a say-so in the curriculum and what they're teaching. They get to say how they teach it, and they can, you know, include some real, you know, material that they can apply to life. But for the most part, in public education, the teachers do not have a real say-so in what the students need to be learning, which is why you never saw them talking about credit, taxes, buying property, money. They don't teach that in public schools. But you can almost bet they teach that in private schools because there is a tuition to pay. But the issue, again, when we come into these scenarios of black men dealing with black girls is that why is there a stigma? Why does this look to be inappropriate? And look at how quickly he was fired. See, this is the real issue, how quickly he was fired without giving any real investigation as to what occurred. We just saw what made the school look bad, because that's really where it stems from. This teacher is a teacher at a school. That school is going to get the backlash because parents reacting good or bad puts attention to this school. They say, well, what school does he work at? Why did he think this was appropriate? Why did this not look the same as the white male teacher that was getting his hair cut in the bathroom by the male student? Because because he had a cape on, because he had the proper equipment. You see, there is a double standard. We must acknowledge that. That's not the reason for this video. The reason for this video is you being a man and a male in a school setting, allowing young girls to take your hair down. Because there's a time and a place. You're there to teach. You're not there to build. I mean, you're going to build bonds, but having them, hey, take my hair, and then you have the arrogance to record it, it's inappropriate. Because some of these girls have not touched a boy at this point. They may still have their innocence, but to interact with the man, this can say, well, this is what I like. I like the way he smells. See, the other part of this is the biology. You have a older male in a room with younger women where chemistry takes place. Testosterone and estrogen mixes from an older man to younger girls. See, that's the part that people do not understand and really don't take into consideration when you have certain interactions between men and women, women and boys, men and little girls. Because one must ask, well, why didn't they just get an adult? And this is not giving an excuse, but this is something to consider. You must understand there is a biological chemical reaction which causes the attraction. There was a study I'm going to look into. I came across, and they were talking about women and females on birth control, because some of these mothers put their 16 and 15-year-old daughters on birth control, which is almost like a hall pass. Okay, I know you're going to do whole shit anyway. I just don't want you to get pregnant. See, there's a bunch of different factors which gives openings to certain scenarios to take place. See, first is we're getting the hair braided. Okay, now, oh, you're going to prom? Okay, I'm going to show up at the prom send-off. Because when you get to looking at some of these relationships, these teachers and students, they tend to grow with one another. So a teacher that taught a student in 9th grade may end up getting that student again in 12th grade. And then that bond is still there. Now that student graduates. You see, these are the issues and some of the things that was missed in some of the back and forth about this topic. This is an introduction to say, well, if this is okay, well, now we can go out to Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, I took my student out to Buffalo Wild Wings, the picture. So they're like, well, where are the parents? Well, the fathers. I guarantee you fathers would not approve of their daughter taking down their teacher's hair. I don't give a damn what's taking place. The students are there to learn. The teachers are there to teach. Whatever you do extra that's not a part of that curriculum and lesson plan needs to go through the parents. Taking my hair? What? My child was not sent to school to take your fucking hair down. You do that off the clock. On the clock, you're paid to teach. You do whatever after the case or after the fact off the clock. So, you know, it's and it could be innocent. This is a analysis of men having to be aware of what is going on around them at all times. This is not the time nor place to post videos of you getting your hair done by girls and you're a male teacher. In this climate, you have to protect the brain at all times. Meaning you have to be stone faced. You go to work, you go home. No friends, no work bays, no none of that. You go to work, do your job to the best of your ability, and you go home. And you make sure you make it home. So now him losing his job, now he is all over the internet. Now this can spin about a few different ways. He can, you know, develop his own tutoring service. He can use this. He can, you know, go do interviews, and, you know, he can do a few different things. One thing he has to understand is that a lot of school districts are not going to be looking to hire him because he's going to come with a lot of negative and some positive publicity. The thing is, it's going to be too much for a school to want to bear, because now the threat is he going to do this again? Is he a predator? Am I going to have to constantly monitor him? Am I going to get complaints from other parents about him? This is all because he wanted to post his videos on TikTok on how close he is with his students, which is okay. You can have close relationships in their development, in their academic scholarship. Okay. But some things must be kept away. Getting your hair done, no. Recording it to put it on TikTok, no. You see these crazy videos with these young girls doing any and everything. It was a video that circulated a few days ago they may have been in high school, they could have been in junior high. They were in the bathroom taking shots of Douce. If you've seen it, you know what I'm speaking about. Doing it as if they've done it before, like they know what they're doing. A whole bottle of Douce at the school in the bathroom and recording it. See, what I want you to understand is the mindset behind a person who records something. It is a sense of arrogance to the degree that I'm so confident and sure of myself in doing what I'm doing right now that I'm going to record it because I want to be able to show the world or tell somebody later on about what I did, or show them what I did, or have evidence of me doing this because I'm so confident that it's going to go my way. I'm that confident that I'm going to record it and put it on the internet because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. This is a hard lesson this teacher had to learn. You know, I hope, you know, if you're in the school district or any environment where there are younger girls or even women, period, you go to work, you do your job, and you go home. Because your livelihood is always at stake. All it takes is one bad exchange, and your reputation is ruined forever. But you guys let me know what you think. Was this teacher in the wrong? What is the response correct? Would you allow your daughter to take down their male teacher's hair while they're in school? But shout out to the new subscribers. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's the Day Master.